Hi there. Welcome to tonight's restorative stretch with me, Rob. Welcome to tonight's session. Change of venue, so do some work in the studio at the moment. So welcome to tonight's class. Okay, find yourself a space, check around one way, check around the other, make sure you've got plenty of room. Let's tilt you back just slightly this way. Okay, so from here, taking your mat, placing your feet a fist gap apart between your feet. Just do that measurement here for me now, and just get your toes nicely facing forwards. From here, we're going to flex forward with our toes. Knees tracking over the toes, shoulders retract back into place, elbows tuck back. Shake your body out, nice relaxed movements here. From here, stretching arms out nice and wide, web your fingers. Take your thumb up nice and high, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, web your fingers out wide. Pull your shoulder blades back into position and hold. From here, the crown of your head is up to the ceiling, your shoulders back into position. And we're trying to get as much plantar flexion as we can through the feet as possible. So fully rolling through the toes and the ankles, getting yourself into place. From here, just drop your chin down on your chest and allow yourself to close your eyes. Take some nice deep breaths in. And from here, we're just going to pronate the left foot forwards and just give it some extension here. So I've dropped down into position and I'm just pronating through, allowing the knee to track forward. It's a lovely little stretch to do. Relax the arms down by your side, place your hands on your hips. And let's try and get a bit more extension through here. So what we're doing is lengthening through the front of the shin, the peroneus group, and the tib anterior starting to feel a bit more stretch. Now, as you curl through the foot here, try and feel like this crescent moon shape through your feet. Allow your shoulders to come back into position. And then from here, keeping your feet so they're still that same fist gap apart, allow that movement. Forward and back. Slow, controlled movement. Now what he's trying to do now is create a little bit more pressure. Take yourself through into that plantar flexion. And we're curving through the foot. And we're just going to press and give a bit more movement. And just allowing the knuckles to feel of the feet to get that rounding movement. So we're working through all the metatarsals here, taking them through into the cuneiform bones of our feet, trying to get as much rounding as we can. Allow this left knee just to flex forward and back. And you're just trying to get that extension through here. You'll find that the knee wants to stay into plane, keep the pelvis straight forward, your shoulders back. Love it. Let's change foot. So we're going through the right foot here, allowing that right track through on the foot. Nice, as much movement as you possibly can. And again, allow that forward and back fold movement of the foot. So you're getting through that plantar flexion, dorsally flexing back in again, placing the foot flat down to the floor, maintaining the posture, your pelvis driven forward, your shoulders back. Get that extension through the foot. Now here, again, we're going to take the right foot forward, and we're going to plantar flex through. We're curving through the foot. Now this might feel really, really uncomfortable for you. And if you've got a bunion in your foot, I guarantee that what you're trying to do here is turn your foot out. Keep it in plane for me, yeah? And then turn it over. Get that movement into it. Now at the end of the day, what we're looking for is not to cause you pain, but we are trying to get progress. So as much of an extension through here as possible, the better for you. Give it that extension here. 5 more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release. From here, just take yourself through into a nice, easy butt kick, taking your heel up nice and high behind you. From here, arms drop down by your side, shoulders back into position. Nice high heel kick up. And from here, we're going to forward fold, reaching down towards our toes. Slowly pulling yourself back up through into plane. So again, flex from the hips, slow control through the movement. You should feel a massive amount of blood flow going back into your toes. Now, if you were doing all of this in your trainers, whip them off, go barefoot, get yourself into your bare feet here. Check your foot alignment again as you're working through here. So we're just getting through good morning stretches. So we're reaching down towards our feet and then coming back up. We're trying to get that fist gap apart between the feet. Slowly coming back up each time. Now, as you come up back through the move, allow your pelvis to drive forward, get your shoulders back into position, drop down, and go again. Now, if you're wondering what this is on my forearm, by the way, I've given blood this afternoon. So there's a little white sticker on my forearm. So there you go. So if you're sat there watching, you go, what's that on his arm? That's what it is. Good. Okay, so from here, pelvis shift back. Legs nice and long and strong. Drop down, fold the arms, drop your chin on your chest, crown of your head goes down to the floor, and feel the extension through the back of your legs. Nice. From there, unfold. And we're just going to drop down into the ragdoll position here. So your choice, you can flop and let your arms unfold, fingers facing down to the ground, or you can fold your arms into position and hold here. Your choice, your workout, feel what works best for you. Slowly pulling yourself back through into standing and stretch. Take your arms up and overhead. Take your arms back again and forward fold down to the floor. Chin down, jaw down, nose down. Feel a lovely big stretch through the back of the legs again. Check your toe position again, making sure the big toe is slightly turned in. And you might find a few of the grimaces coming out of the lower back for you. But now fold the arms, point your elbows down to the ground. Legs nicely lengthened, the hinges from the hips. Dropping ourselves down to the floor, feeling that lovely big extension through the legs. From here we unfold again. We slowly pull ourselves back up through into position, taking the arms up wide, stretch up. We're going to raise up onto tiptoes, slowly release back down to the floor, and release. Good. Shake it out. Okay, grab yourself a drink of water. Nice. And from here we're going to take ourselves through into today's exercises. So a couple of things I want to look at today is hip flex mobility, and also the range that we can work through onto our glutes as well. So from here, going down onto the floor, a bit of a tilt here at the mat, boom. Okay, so into a kneeling position here. Okay, now if you struggle into a kneeling position here, grab yourself a big pillow, stick it underneath your knee. Okay, and if you're struggling with that still, get another pillow, stick it on top, make sure it's safe, relevant, effective for you. Okay, get yourself into this kneeling position. Okay, if you're struggling with this, go and see a GP because you need to be able to kneel. Now from here, you're going to push forward on the pelvis. You're going to check for me your back foot. From big toe to little toe, across the back foot, flat down to the floor. We're feeling a nice big opening through the hip flexor. Now from here, we're going to step forward with the left foot. We're going to stride through. We're going to keep our posture up, our chest up nice and high. And hold the stretch here. Now feel for me, what happens in this back foot? Can you stay big toe to little toe, flat down to the floor? Can you maintain posture? Now you want to be feeling this all the way through the top of kind of like where the femur joins into the pelvis here. You might be feeling it tight through the quadriceps here. You might be finding it tight into the iliacus major, top part of the hip flexor here. You might be feeling it tight maybe in your abdominals. Whichever you've been working hard today, you'll find it there. From here, bring your hands behind your back, bring your fingers facing down to the floor, push your pelvis forward, so your hands are resting on top of your butt cheeks. Now the shoulders are back into position, the elbows tucked back into plane, and the shoulders are held up nice and high. Now again, check your back foot for me, please. Big toe, little toe, flat down to the floor, knuckles down to the ground, pelvis driven forward. Now we remember our three principles here for our gravity yoga. We're going to be working on our breathing. So take your time to close your eyes. You should be able to do this. You should be able to breathe in for 4 seconds and hold it. Now, if you struggle with that, you need to practice. Hold the breath. Breathe out for 8 seconds. Go slowly. Rasp the back of the throat. Feel the body relax. Hit that parasympathetic nervous system. Now, the more you vibrate through the back of the throat, the more you slowly breathe that out, the more you hit your parasympathetic system, the more that hip flexor wants to go. Take your front foot forward another step. Again, we always make sure that with that fist gap between, and we allow the pelvis to drive forward, and you should be feeling it relaxing and allowing you to give. I can guarantee at the end of this, though, that the muscles that are tight at the moment will be the ones that will be aching at the end of this stretch, and that's completely normal because you're developing the Golgi tendon release, you're developing the muscle flexibility, we're gaining through our posture. So keep it working here, team, you're working hard, looking really good. Can you take another little step forward again? Can you keep your shoulders back? Can you get your pelvis right forward into plane? Again, big toe, little toe, flat down to the floor. Hold the position here. And again, shoulders right back, hold position. Now, again, if your back knee here is starting to scream at you, yeah, and it's like you can feel it in the patella or the condyles where the bone endings are, stick pillows underneath it. Give it as much padding and support as you need, but hold this position here. And the whole idea of this is to get you to relax, to be able to get you to extend, to be able to stretch more, to be able to be more flexible, but also to give the dexterity to the bones that they know that they can be knelt on. So first principle, 4 second in, 8 second out breathing. Second one is relax this area here completely. So if you need to take a bit more of a stride forward, but keep that posture up for me. You'll lose part of the extension by dropping into it. So keep your shoulders back here. Maybe if you need to, grab a wall or lean back into it slightly further again. Oh, he's been glossing the walls, the doors in here, and they're very shiny. I'm very scared to even touch them. They're so pristine now. Look at that. So the second rule there, let it relax. Go wet noodle for me. And the third principle is time. Now, we've been holding this for over 3 minutes now. Hard to believe it, but that's how quick this class goes. But as we're holding this stretch, you should be able to hold this for 5 minutes. Yeah, and at this point, you're now starting to feel stabilizing muscle groups going, I'm a bit tired. They're starting to release. So guess what? The prime moving muscles, they're allowed to stretch and develop a little bit more. But this is perfect. This is a great little stretch for you guys. Now at this stage, everything starts to ache a little bit around all those stabilizing groups. You might find that you need a different wall. You might suddenly start to feel a few other bits of your anatomy. I can certainly feel it in my lower back through the thoracolumbar fascia of my back here. I can feel it kind of wanting to web out wider, and I can start feeling, as I've got my right leg back, I can feel it in my left side of just above my hip. You might be going, can't feel that at all, Rob. That's absolutely cool. That's your body, that's your anatomy. And that's what we're trying to work through here, guys, is feeling what works for you. You might be finding this in the other hip flex. You might be following your left nostril. Who knows? But it's where your body feels the stretch. Okay, you're going to hold again. Nice deep breath in. Slow deep breath out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly, slowly take the pressure off this lead leg. You can feel how much this muscle is having to relax now, and it feels really stiff and really awkward. From here, just sit down onto the back of your heels. Now, if it's too much there, and you might just finish here, that's cool. You might be ending up on your shins here, that's fine, yeah? Just get a bit of movement, give me a bit of a circumduct to the hips, get a bit of blood flow back into this area. From there, stand yourself up, shake out your legs, give it a good kick out on that hip flex that's been stretching, and drop yourself back down, grab yourself a drink of water as you go down into it. Okay, and again, adjust your pillows. If you're getting pillows underneath your knees, get 1, 2, whatever you need, support. Okay, big toe, little toe, flat down to the floor, back foot. Big stride through, knee flexed forwards. Shoulders back, hands behind the hips. Holding the left hip flexor extension here for me. Oh, straight away. Lower back, right side for me. Thoracolumbar fascia just went tight. Okay, big toe, little toe, flat down to the floor. Hip flexor extension here. Shoulders back into position, chin up, chest up, straight ahead. Okay, front foot, big toe, little toe, flat down to the floor. Toes to heel, flat down to the floor again. Posture up, back up, chest up. Looking beautiful. Hold this posture here. Remember, it's important that we keep the thoracic aspect of our back up nice and tall. We're kind of leaning forward, allowing the pelvis to shunt forward into posture and into plane. Now we feel big toe to little toe, flat down to the floor, the knuckles down to the ground, posture up, And if you feel comfortable with this, the front foot can edge forward just slightly more. That's where you're getting progress. That's where you're getting development for me. So keep it working here. Now again, shoulders back into posture, hip flexor extending here. You might feel the tension in the front of the thigh. Shoulders right back into position. Take another small step forward with that front lead leg. And again, posture back, shoulders back into plane. Hold this posture for me. Can you take another small step forward for me? Maybe just a little half inch, maybe just a couple of toes move forward again. But feel what happens here, please. And thoracic stays up nice and high, chin stays up, jaw up, still looking ahead. Posture through into position. Again, toes flat down into the floor for me. Real drop through into position. Now, if you're just joining into this class, by the way, the reason why I'm in the treatment room is because I do some work in the studio at the moment. You'll see some big changes there for next week's classes. And again, take a little creep forward with that front foot. Feel that hip flexor work again. Give it that extension here. Close the eyes. Can you maintain balance? Now, throughout the stretch so far on this side, my front foot has gone forward, I would say probably about 30 centimeters during this development. And that's brilliant. But the other part is that my muscles aren't used to this elongation. Yeah, I'm developing my stretch, I'm developing my movement. So if I close my eyes, very quickly I'm going to go off balance because the muscle strength and dexterity doesn't normally work to this plane. This is a brilliant thing to do. Close your eyes. Obviously, don't fall over. Try and hold the stretch. Make sure you've got something to grab onto if you need to. Yeah, but see if you can, chest up, shoulders back, maintain posture, and let's work that proprioception at the same time. Closing the eyes, telling the muscle group, actually, yeah, this is okay, it's safe to be here. And when you think about your running, or whatever sport you do, if it's walking, if it's hiking, if it's just your day-to-day for your work, it doesn't have to be exercise-based. It could be that you play golf, it could be playing hockey, running, whatever you do. Football, rugby, you know, whatever your stride pattern is, if you could gain just maybe 20 centimeters per stride, how much more efficient would you be? How quicker could you do a marathon? And the answer is quite effective. You know, you could probably save 20 minutes off your marathon times just because you can stride and be better elongated. Here we go. So we're a good 3 minutes through this stretch again. We've got our pelvis driven forward, our shoulders back. Close the eyes if you can. Can you hold the balance? And again, just like really randomly, but it was my thoracolumbar right side of pelvis that went on the other side. This side, I can feel my internal external obliques on the other side. So I'm feeling the side of my abdominal group, feeling that extension. And that's perfect. That's kind of how the systemic nature of our body should work. So whilst you might find it's on the same side for both sides, that could be just how anteriorly you're working or posteriorly you're working through your front or the back of your body. It's great. Here I can actually find the back of my right hamstring is just something gone ding. It's weird. It's how your body works. It's fabulous. 3, 2, 1. Now we've got to try and get out of this one. Oh, this is one that's a horrible stretch. We've got to try and walk that knee back. Shake it out a bit. Oh, and as you sit back, the hip flexors just gets that little bit of a chance to just crumple back in and contract. And allow yourself to sit in this kind of like almost like a praying monk position here. Again, if you're here, that's cool. If you need to get up and walk around, just get up and move, guys. Give yourself that movement. Okay, so from here, we're just going to come through, either laying down on the floor or come through into a press-up plank position for me, and just hold here. Give yourself a moment here to come up into pike. So you could be laying on the floor and just raising your bum up in the air. You could be on your forearms here, working through whatever the level is that suits you. But just give me a bit of a pelvis raise up here, pike position, drop back through into posture, drop yourself down to the floor, extend your toes away from your body, and stretch and hold here. Really nice work. Okay, so from up here, we're now going to take our left knee forward, and our left foot forward as well. We extend the right leg behind us. And you can see how I'm walking my right foot back behind myself. From here, we're going to drop down through onto our forearms. Now, if you have a yoga block and you want to place it on the floor to rest your forehead onto, go for it. Yeah, it's a nice way of stretching. Now, we're going to take our arms just wide of our shoulders and just drop our forehead down towards the floor. Now, if you can get here, that's brilliant. And you should feel a lovely deep stretch on the outside of the glutes, the outside of the thigh nicely opened up. We walk the right leg straighter, holding posture. Forehead flat down to the floor. Lovely extension through the outside of the gluteal group. Now from here, we can walk our hands back towards our knees. We can raise up our chest looking straight ahead. We can extend the right leg even further. Walk it back once more. And again, just giving a little bit more tension into it. Feel the outside of the glute, holding into plane. Now work through a couple of different moves here, guys. I want you to work through coming up. So you're kind of into the Sphinx position. So your chest is up nice and high, looking up. Okay, and then you're going to walk down and place your forehead flat to the floor and let your arms just drop here. And you'll feel that you'll rock slightly, opening up more through the glute medius, the outside of this gluteal group here. Each time you get into a position here, you're going to breathe in for 4, breathe out for 8. And then you're going to come back up into the other position here. And again, close the eyes, chest up, chin up into the Sphinx position. Breathe in for 4. Slow deep breath out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And from here, back down into that position. So forearms flat down to the floor, forehead down to the ground. Oh, it's a lovely deep stretch. It's a great way of opening the outside of your hips, opening the outside of your body. Oh. A nice deep breath in for 4. Slow deep breath out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly walk your hands back towards your knee, raise your chest up. And again, just keep working through this. 4 seconds in, 8 seconds out, breathing. At any point as well, if you need that liquid, because it's amazing, as you're breathing hard, in and out through the body, you will find your lips will get dry. It's tough on the body again. And again, walking back down again, down to our forearms, forehead down to the floor. Slow exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly walking it back in, hands to the floor, and again, raise the chest up into half Sphinx position. And eventually you'll start to feel it will give and give a bit more again. Again, keep it padded underneath the back knee, keep the posture through here. Just allow yourself to sink into this position. The glutes really nicely extending. One more down for me, here we go. Deep breath in for 4. Slow exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly release. Come back into your hands to the floor. Just keep your legs where they are for the moment. So you should have found a lovely deep stretch on the outside of the glutes. You'll also have found that hip flexor extension. And from here, we're going to slowly walk that right knee in. Oh, it's painful stepping from there. Good stuff. From there, take your knees out wide and take yourself through into seated child's pose position before coming through into extended child's pose. Hands out wide, elbows down to the ground. Nice. From there, release. You don't have to turn yourself around, you can just change leg, but I'm going to change around. Grab a drink of water there and let's swap it over. So this time the right knee comes forward, we extend the left leg away. Oh, that's stiff there, that's good. Okay, and again, there is no prizes in this, guys. This is about your body and knowing what your anatomy does. So we've got our left leg nice extended, the chest up, chin up, looking ahead. And we're sitting down into this position. Again, we're then going to drop down to our forearms. Forehead flat down to the floor, big extension through the outside of the glutes again. And again, turning from one position to the next. So we come up through into Sphinx, opening up the outside of that glute. And again, dropping back down to forearms, forehead down to the ground. Again, walking it back up again, nice deep breath in for 4. Slow exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, walk down into it. Oh, and it's strange, isn't it? It's like I can feel a little bit of extension there through the side of the right abdominal. So rectus abdominis decided to stretch there for me. It's all about trying to keep everything in plane, and it's really difficult because in our day-to-day, we don't allow ourselves to do that. We drive with our feet in a clutch or on accelerators. Our feet are turned out, they're turned in. It's so good to get yourself back into position. And again, always checking that fist gap between the feet, keeping the knuckles down to the ground. Keep nagging your technique to get the best out of these sessions, because that's where you get progress. This is all about progress. It's never about your perfection of these exercises. There's better gymnasts than me out there for sure. You don't want to pay to watch my gymnastics, I can assure you. Stretch up here. But what we can do is work hard at our flexibility, our movement. And again, back down again. Control your moves. We'll do 4 more up and back down. Up. Slow exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, and 1. Drop it back down again. Slow deep breath in for 4. Exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it back up again. And just keep these movements here, team, looking really good. And again, walking it back down again. And one more up. Last one down again. Really great session today. Oh, and for me, that this point here is just when I can feel the head of the femur inside the acetabulum. It's just opening up nicely for me. Yes, getting that movement up there for me. Internal, external rotation there. Beautiful. Okay, walking your hands back through into Sphinx position. Again, this is the hard bit. You've got to try and get out the stretch. So again, just ease it out of position to start with. Walk the back foot in again. Allow the knee to come out, stretching out. And again, when you can, sit yourself out into that widening child's pose position here, seated up. From there, walk forwards, drop down into that lovely deep stretch. Stick your bottom back, close the eyes, take a deep breath in for 4. Slow deep breath out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant training session tonight, guys. Well done. Really, really well done. Thank you for joining me in the treatment room tonight. And yeah, hopefully you'll see some big changes in next week's classes. Yeah. I'm back on Wednesday night again, or Wednesday morning for some abdominal conditioning. Come and join me for that. Don't forget that Louise is here on Friday morning here for our body conditioning session. She's covering me, so we've got a bit of time out for half time. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time for the next one. Well done. Open up those hip flexors. Welcome to the glutes. Fabulous training session. Good stuff. Grab yourself some water. Cheers. Brilliant stuff. Well done. If you're watching that live on Facebook, give me a #live, #replay. Thank you.